नमस्ते स्वामी जी।
नमस्ते अम्मा।
नमस्ते स्वामी जी। जय राम कृष्ण।
जय राम कृष्ण।
नमस्ते। जय राम कृष्ण महाराज।
नमस्ते जय राम कृष्ण।
प्रणाम महाराज।
So shall we start then?
समझिए समझिए।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम। Dear devotees, 2 weeks before we were discussing about the creation. After discussing about the nature of the self, the Rishi started discussing about the nature of the creation. How this world has been created, what is the way or what is the process has been followed in the creation, cosmic creation. So that in the 3rd and 4th stanza we have seen. Now slowly in the 5th verses onwards, or 5th shloka or 5th verse onwards, the Rishi discusses even the microcosmos, how the individual beings have come into existence. All of us, like Jivatmas, birds, beasts, insects, human beings, all of us, how we came into existence. These things are discussed in few verses. Let us try to see. Now here, there can be difference of opinions, and also science may not accept this. So scripture, the views given by scriptures may not be accepted by science. So that is a word of caution I would like to tell. तस्माद् अग्निः समिदो यस्य सूर्यः सोमात् पर्जन्यः ओषधयः पृथिव्यां पुमान् रेतः सिञ्चति येषितायां बौहि प्रजाः पुरुषात् सम्प्रसूताः. From him means from the God emerges the fire, of which the fuel is the sun. From the moon emerges the cloud, and from the cloud the herbs and corns on the earth. A man sheds the semen into a woman. From the Purusha have originated many creatures. Now, how individual being came into existence has been told. Now, here individual being means what? It is Sukshma Sharira, how I am born. How the cycle of birth and death takes place is being discussed in the 5th and 6th verse. So that we have to understand. Now, here Surya or Soma, all these things are symbolical, very symbolical representation. We cannot take the literal meaning. So here only we need the teacher or the acharya to understand the meaning of the slokas in rightful manner. Now, from him means from whom? Now, if you see, Bauhi Prajaha Purushat Samprasutaha. The last line, there is a word called Purushat. Here, Purushat means the Parama Purusha, the Supreme Brahman. Here, Supreme Brahman again is not Nirakara Nirguna Para Brahma. Here, Brahman means it is Ishvara, Karana Ishvara, or Saguna Sakara Brahman, you can say. So, from him, from that Purusha, from that Karana Ishvara, Tasmat, Agnihi. Samidaha Yasya Surya. Now Agni has been emerged. Now here again Agni means it is not literally fire. Here Agni means Svargaloka, the heaven. So from him, from that Purusha, from the Ishvara, the fire means heaven has been formed, no doubt, of which the fuel is the sun. Now the sun is the fuel of the heaven itself. Now there is a petrol, the vehicles, there are different types of vehicles. Some are petrol-based vehicles. For them, the fuel we use petrol. And some vehicles we use fuel as a diesel. And now electric vehicles have come. So for them, there is no need of petrol, there is no need of diesel. We use electricity. And solar also has come. Now, for this Swarga, what is the fuel? Means sun it is, they are saying. So Swarga is not the vehicle. Then why the sun is being addressed or used as a fuel? Here fuel means it is only energy. So the sun is the energy for the heaven. And from the moon emerges the cloud. What does it mean, all these things? So we have to understand. Now, Bauhi Prajaha Samprasutaha. I told microcosmos has been explained. Individual beings. Bauhi, in the last line again, Bauhihi means many, several, different types. Prajaha means living beings. Not different type of human beings, different type of living beings. Birds, beasts, and etc. And also Prajaha, by thus, it is very clearly told, Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Shariras. Subtle bodies and causal bodies has been formed. From whom? Purushat, from the God. Samprasutaha. Samprasuta means have originated. So God has created different type of living beings. So Bhagavan the Lord has created the universe. The Lord has created the individual beings, so-called individual beings or the bodies. Now, before getting into the other details, I would like to discuss I would like to introduce the concept which has been discussed here, which is called Panchagni Vidya. Whoever has studied Kathopanishad, there the mention of Panchagni Vidya has been found, or you can remember. And whoever has read Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Chandogya Upanishad, especially. In these two Upanishads, this Panchagni Vidya has been discussed in detail. In the Brahma Sutras also, logical treatise, this Panchagni Vidya has been discussed. Now, just for the sake of understanding this loka, just I will mention. Now, this Panchagni Vidya is a special way of understanding how the embodied soul comes into existence. Means how the embodied being, how Jivatma takes birth. That has been used in the Panchagni Vidya. Here Agni means it is just one stage of existence or one stage of development, one stage of evolution or one stage of birth. So Agni means again it is not literally fire. So there are no 5 types of fires. There are 5 stages of evolution, 5 stages of development by which one takes birth, either animal or a bird or a human being. So how the repeated birth and death takes place. So these ideas are based on the Vedas. Now, according to this Panchagni, what is the first? It is called Swarga Agni or Swargagni. As you saw, Tasmad Agni Samidaha. So Agni here, Swarga Agni. Swarga Agni means what it is actually? Means when the Jiva dies, they reach to Swarga. Swarga includes, you can take, Naraka also, because someone done a lot of sin or a lot of evil actions, he or she may not go to Swarga, he or may goes to Naraka Loka or some other lokas, basically higher worlds you can say. So after the death, every embodied soul, embodied being go to Swarga Loka. That is called Swargagni. Here Swargagni also includes Naraka. So this is what the one Agni, first Agni or first stage of development. Then after the experience of the good actions results or bad actions results, then that particular Sukshma Sharira, again soul doesn't travel, we have to be very clear. Only subtle body travels to Megha Agni. This is the second Agni or the second level of development. Megha, we all know that. Megha means what? Cloud. So in that cloud, that subtle body enters the cloud itself. Okay. Then through the cloud, through the rain, then third one, it enters the Jivi, means the Sukshma Sharira in the subtle form, it enters the earth. When the rain, through the rain, it enters the earth. That is called Bhumi or Anna. It is used here in this particular shloka. It is used as Anna, represented as Anna or Oshadaya. Then the fourth stage is the subtle body enters the Purusha through the food. When we consume food, we get energy, isn't it? So through the food, it enters the Purusha and it becomes the part of the semen. And the fifth stage is when the semen is injected into female or woman, then slowly the embryo happens and the growth of embryo happens. Then a child is taken form, and after a few months, 8 or 9 months or whatever, then a human being or human body or a child is born. So how the Jivatma, after the death, how he is born again, what are the stages has been explained here. Now scientifically people may accept or not, but according to Shastras, according to our Vedic way of life view, is been accepted. Now whoever has experienced all these things, while experiencing they have not told, and once they enter into mother's embryo, or they will not be able to remember all these things. But these things has been revealed to Rishis in their meditation, and they have discovered it. So based on the faith, we have to go here. Otherwise, we don't have any other go here. Now, here Agni means what? Here Svargaloka. Okay. And Samida fuel means what? It is a illuminating principle, or you can say it is an energy. So Surya means also it shows light. It also shows the right understanding. So compared to other lokas, in Svargaloka, the understanding is much better. Then Somat Parjanyaha Oshadaya Prutivyam. Somat Parjanyaha. From the Svargaloka, that Jivi, he enters from cloud. Somat means through moon, he merges into cloud itself. And Oshadaya Prutivyam. And through the rain, the Sukshma Sharira enters the herbs and corns, or especially plants or whatever. Then Puman Retaha, a man sheds. The subtle body takes in the subtle form, it becomes a semen, and Sinchati Yeshitayam. Then through it enters to woman and etc. has been told. So how an individual being is being born is been told in this particular shloka. Now the interesting is, it looks very similar and very simple for us now, but in thousands of years before, in India, thousands of years before, all these things were already discussed, already studied, and they knew how we are born again. Just like it is not only Garbhopanishad is there. In Garbhopanishad, how the embryo develops at every stage, from the learning point of view, from the knowledge point of view, if you analyze this, how embryo develops at every stage, at every month also has been told and explained and depicted very beautifully. And also these things, when we see how they were advanced in their thinking and what about their knowledge. Tasma drucha sama yajunchi diksha yagnashta sarve kratavo dakshinascha samvatsarascha yajamanascha lokaha somo yatra pavate yatra suryaha. From him, again from the Purusha, that is from the Ishvara, the Rik, Sama and Yajur mantras, initiation and all the sacrifice, whether with or without the sacrificial stake, offerings to Brahmana, the year, the sacrificer, and the worlds where the moon sanctifies and where the sun shines has been born, has been created. So whatever you see in this world, in the mundane world, apart from beings, even this mundane world also has been created, has been emerged by the God. So Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma has been understood very clearly. We can understand very clearly here. The underlying principle is that. So Tasmat, from him means what? From Karana Ishvaraha, Ruchaha, Rik, Rigveda, Sama, Samaveda, Yajumshi. Yajumshi means Yajurveda. Then Atharvana Veda, we have to add. And some of the people argue because whatever you see in Rig Veda, Samaveda, and Yajurveda, most of them are in Atharvana Veda, maybe very little new. That's the reason many times traditionally they have not taken the Atharvana Veda. Some of the scholars, they opine that, but traditionally it has not been accepted. So here some Atharvana Veda also has to be taken. So all these 4 Vedas has come from the God himself, from the Ishvara. That's why Vedas are Apaurusheya. Okay. And what is this Vedas? Just it is not some books or a priestly, it is meant for priest or meant for yagnas or whatever. It is manuals. Knowledge manual, life manual, values manual, action manual. Just we get all manuals, isn't it? When you purchase a mixie, when you purchase a grinder or a machine, most of the time we get manuals. And in the West, it is much more because we don't get all-time workers. And even they are very costly. So we see nowadays we see YouTube. Otherwise, we see manuals and we fit many things. Like 2 weeks before we volunteers and myself, we joined and we were painting our shrine and entrance of inside the entrance of the ashram. We were cleaning and we were fitting so many things. We have to learn ourselves, including driving, even small repairing of vehicles. All these things we have to do ourselves. By seeing manuals and Google, we try to do all these things. So Vedas are life manual. How to lead a life, we get the beautiful information there. And how to control our mind, what is knowledge, how to acquire knowledge, and different branches of knowledge we can get. That is what Vedas. So the whole gamut of knowledge we can see in the Vedas. Tasmad ruchas sama ejumshi diksha. So diksha means what? Initiation. Now, Vratha and Diksha, there are 2 different things. So here Diksha means, here it is initiation. Now in the Ramakrishna Mission traditions, we have got Mantra Diksha. So is that Mantra Diksha? Are they saying that? No. So here, Diksha means wearing, for an example, Brahmopadesha we say, that is a Diksha. In the Diksha, generally, we are wearing a munji grass or girdle and etc. They are called Dikshas here. Now, all these shlokas, when you are reading, you should keep it in mind that this is Vedic view of life or Vedic injunctions and Vedic sacrifices very common in those days. So keep in those days that examples they have taken and they are trying to explain the philosophy, that we should keep it in mind. Now, Yagnashcha and the sacrifices. And in the sacrifices, what happens actually, there is no need of munji grass and all other things, according to some of the commentators. Sarve kratavaha. Then yagna and kratava, there is a different. Kratavas are Vedic rituals. Yagnas are the rituals prescribed by smrutis. Whatever the Vedic yagnas, Vedic sacrifices are called kratavaha, and the smruti, the yagnas are the sacrifices which has been prescribed by the smrutis. Manusmruti, Yajnavalkya Smruti, for an example, Raghunandana Smruti you can take, or sutras, all of them, sutras and smrutis, whatever they say, that is called yagnas. That is the technical difference, And sarve, yagnaha, and kartavaha. And dakshinashcha, even dakshina, we are supposed to give dakshina to the priest or the person who performs. So even that is also has been created by the God itself. Samvatsarascha. Samvatsara, we all know that it is year. Why, for example, in India, how it is so interesting and scientific and even rational or psychological, why the 60th year, of course nowadays 25, 50, everything they are doing, but in olden days, mostly it was of the 60th year, we used to do big function. Why? Because 60 years, like for an example, I am born in a Dundubi Samvatsara. In the 60th year, again I will get a Dundubi only. So in which Samvatsara I was born, again on the 60th year, the same Samvatsara I will meet, because there are totally 60 Samvatsaras in our calendar. That's why, that means it is sort of an achievement. That's why 60th year was done in a great grand scale. Samvatsara means year. Years also includes weeks, times, and Dakshinayana, Uttarayana, 2 directions, Ayanas, all these things. Basically, time also has been created by God. Now, it looks very simple. When you read Nyaya and Vaisheshika, time is whether permanent or entity, permanent or temporary, All these discussions has been given, has been happened in the earlier philosophies. And even today, there's a lot of discussion about the time, whether time really exists, or it is a mental phenomena, or just it is in the mind, or really it exists physically. All these discussions are happened and are happening. When you go further, more and more in the research mindset or in the fine ideas, then all these things makes a much difference for intellectual discussion. Samvatsarascha, Yajamanascha. No, there will be a performer of the yagna yagas, isn't it? The Yajamana is also has been created by the God, it seems. And Lokaha, there are 14 lokas, and all these 14 lokas, or you can take 7, or you can take 14, or you can add any more, or you can subtract any more. All the lokas, all the worlds, manifested worlds, has been created by the God, or has been emerged from God. Then Somo yatra pavate yatra suryaha. Here, Somo yatra pavate, Surya yatra pavate we have to take. This yatra should be, pavate should be taken for both. Somo yatra pavate means it is Svargaloka. And Surya yatra pavate, it is called Brahmaloka. So from Svargaloka to Brahmaloka means all the above worlds has been covered in the last line. Somo yatra pavate, Suryo yatra pavate means even including from Svargaloka to Brahmaloka. All these loka also has been created by God. Now, when you go for commentaries, now what is this Sejus and what is this Sama and what are different? There are different variations. Then in Ruk mantras, what? All these details, technical details are discussed. Generally, I am not going to discuss all the technical details. So basically, the whole world has been created by the God. Is the underlining argument or the point we have to take from this particular verse. Tasmacha deva bahuda samprasutaha sadhya manushyaha vashavo vayamsi pranapano vrihayo tapascha shraddha satyam brahmacharyam vidischa. Again, there are some more list has been given by the Rishi that all these things also has been created by the God or has been formed by the God. Tasmat, from him again, Tasmat, and from him, Samprasutaha, they have been emerged. What are they? Bahuda Deva, different type of gods. Now, I think in Kannada we say, Muvatmuru Koti Devatas, or Munnur Mukoti Devata, or Muvatmuru Koti Devata. 33 crore deities, 33 crore Devatas is there in Hinduism. Or 33 crores is more or less 33 million gods are there in Hinduism. That's why it is called polytheistic religion. No, it is very wrong idea. It is because of the lack of understanding. We don't have 33 crore gods. How much ever you list, all the Vedic gods, if you list out, and every sect has got so many gods, so many, like if you even list out all that, 33 crore gods is not at all possible. Then why this is called Koti? So what is, because the meaning of the Koti has been misunderstood. That's why all this wrong information. Their Koti means it is not crores. Koti means it is a type. So 33 Muvatmuru Koti or 33 crore means what? There are 33 type of gods, that's all. Then who are the 33 type of gods? For example, Ashtavasus, 8 Vasus. Whoever has studied little Puranas or Mahabharata will be able to know. Then Ekadasha Rudras, 11 type of Rudras. Then Ashtavasus, 8 Vasus. Then Dvadash Adityas, 12 type of Adityas, and 2 Ashwini Kumaras. Ashwini Kumaras, they always go together. We all know that. So basically, Ashtavasus, Ekadasha Rudras, and Dvadash Adityas, and Dvau Ashwini Kumara. All of them put together, there are 33. So 33 crores means what? Just there are 33 type of deities or 33 type of demigods, but there are no 33 crores. So Bahuda Deva, several gods, means this 33 types of gods also has been created, has been emerged by the God. Tasmat, from him, all of them are emerged. Sadhya, for example, whoever knows a bit Sanskrit and who are studying Vedanta, by this time you will be knowing Sadhaka, Sadhana, Sadhya. Sadhaka is the spiritual aspirant. Sadhana is what spiritual practice, and Sadhya is the goal to be attained. So Sadhya means even goal. We may mistake. No. Here Sadhya is also a class of gods actually. That's where we have to be very careful. In the Sanskrit, one word can have very different meanings, or different type of meanings can come. So we have to be a bit careful. That's where we need a teacher here. Sadhya means it is not the goal to be achieved here. Sadhya means it is a class of gods. Then Manushyaha, the human beings. Pashavaha, that is beasts, animals. Vayamsi means birds. So from him, from that supreme God, that is Ishvara, Bahuda Devaha, different type of gods, Samprasutaha, they have been emerged. And Sadhya, even a class of gods also has been emerged. Manushyaha Prasutaha, even human beings also has been formed, emerged from the God. Pashavaha Samprasutaha, different type of animals has been formed by the God. Then Vayamsi, different type of birds. So includes birds, reptiles, mammals, plants, any living beings basically. All sentient beings has been emerged from the God, has been told by the Rishi here. Prana apano, here prana apana we know, inhalation and exhalation. Here prana and apana, it is not inhalation and exhalation, it is hunger and thirst. The hunger and thirst, since we have got hunger and we thirst, that's why we are in search of food, in search of water, and that's why we are working. Imagine if there is no hunger and thirst for us, probably if not all, many of us would not have bothered to work at all. So there is no demand, then there is no need of supply also. Then God would not have, need not to create any of this world at all. He need not to create food. He need not to create raw materials. He need not to create things. Because of the hunger and thirst only, all these things. If there is no hunger, then there is no need of food. When there is no need of food, then no cooking or nothing, no innovations or inventions and etc. That all these raw materials would have been futile or useless. So pranapano means hunger and thirst, which is very, very important. Vrihi and yavo, basically grains. It is rice and barley here actually. Means all types of food materials, food grains we can take. And tapascha. Tapas also has been created by God. So tapas is also has been respected as a form of God. Now tapas means it is not only austerities, it is discipline. It can be physical discipline, it can be mental discipline, it can be intellectual discipline, emotional discipline, or austerities, spiritual austerities, whatever you can say. So all of them has been found by the God. Now Shraddha, even the faith. Faith packed with the practice. Shraddha means it is not mere faith. Faith translated into action is what Shraddha. And Satyam, the truth. Then Brahmacharyam, celibacy or continence. And Vidishcha. Vidhi means it is not do's and don'ts just, it is a scriptural instructions. Scriptural instructions, scriptural teachings. Basically, Upadesha we can say. So all of them also has been emerged from the God. So now you can understand there is nothing left out actually. So everything has been emerged out from the God. Now, Sapta Pranaha Prabhavanti Tasmat Saptarchisha Samida Sapta Homaha Sapta Ime Loka Yeshu Charanti Prana Guhashaya Nitaha Sapta Sapta. So these are all simple things. That's why I'm not going very detailed. Sapta Pranaha Tasmat, again from him means from Ishvara. Sapta Pranaha, 7 type of pranas. Pancha pranas we know, 5 types of pranas we know. Here Sapta pranas, they are saying that 7 types of pranas. What are the other 2 pranas? This question may come. Again here, you have to be a bit careful. Here prana means it is not life force or energy force or prana which we speak. Here prana means indriyas, sense organs. So there are 7 types of sense organs. How? 5 pancha jnanendriyas, pancha karmendriyas. If you take individually, then there are only 5. And if you put together, there are 10. How can be sapta indriyas, sapta indriyani? How can be 7 indriyas, sense organs? Here, you have to understand that. So the 2 eyes, you can take both eyes as also 1. But here, the author, the Rishi has taken 2 eyes as a 2 sense organs. Then 2 ears. 2 plus 2, 4. Then two nose, nostrils, 6, and one tongue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sense organs, yes, put under 7. Now what about, now okay, we can see form Rupa, okay, then Shabda, okay, then Sparsha, what about? Rasa has been okay, Gandha also has been done. What about the Sparsha? So according to the commentators, the Sparsha as also is included in the tongue. That's how 5 qualities can be perceived by these 4 sense organs, which is put together 7 sense organs. So 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and the tongue. That is called Sapta Prana, means 7 sense organs. And these 7 sense organs are the product of the, or the part of the subtle body. Now, this is also very important, and it is based on Upanishads and Advaita Vedanta. It is a unique concept. Now, whatever you are seeing, or I am seeing my eyes, which has got the white portion and the black portion, this is called Golaka according to the Vedanta. Means this is the physical part of the organ, sense organ. This is not the real sense organ, which is inside, which is invisible. This eyes is a part of the physical body. So this, when the physical body perishes, when I die, this also becomes soil, or it will be burnt into ashes. So this is called Golaka, the real sense organ, Indriya, which is the part of the subtle body. So the Sapta Prana means they are the really part of the subtle body. Prabhavanti means is been emerged. Then Tasmat, from whom is been emerged? From him. Saptarchisha Samidah Sapta Homa. Even Saptarchisha Samidah. Again here, Saptarchisha Samidah means Samid. 7 types of oblations. What are 7 types of oblations? Oh, we have to think. No, here 7 types of oblations are nothing but 7 types of sense objects. What type of 7 sense objects? Again, because we have got 7 sense organs. So every sense organ needs food. So that Havis is called the sense objects, Vishaya Vastu. So that we have to understand. Samidaha means it is sense objects. Then Saptarchisha, which is offered. Then Sapta Homaha, 7 actions, because we have got 7 organs, and we have got 7 sense objects, and we have got 7 actions. Sapta Ime Lokaha. Here Loka means sense organs, which is in the physical body. So it is called Golaka. Yeshu Charanti Prana Guhashaya. Here Guhashaya is very important. Guha means Rudaya. Ashaya means residence. Nihitaha Sapta Sapta. So the God is residing. The God is residing in that Rudaya, in the heart, basically. Now, the human physical anatomy has been told or has been explained in this particular verse. So we have got sense organs, we have got sense objects, and we have got oblations. That is, oblations means it is the sense objects coming into contact with sense objects, sense organs coming into contact with sense objects. Whatever the action happens, that is called here sacrifice, the act. All these things which are the part of a human body mostly, or the animal's body also. Basically, living being bodies has been explained here. And now, one more interesting underlining argument is what? Now, God has created the world, God has created us, and He's not interfering. He's not like a dictator. Well, I created a company, and every day I will be there, and I'll be looking after everything, and I'll be telling what to do and what not to do, and everyone should ask me, otherwise I will be angry. All these things we see in our life. But whereas God is not like that. He has created the world, He has created the human beings, and He is taking rest. He's just lying down, He's taking rest. Whenever if people wants His help, then He comes and help, no doubt. So basically, based on our actions, all these things are happening. That is also an underlying argument or underlying idea is there in these verses. Ataha samudra girayascha sarve sarvesma sadyante sindavas sarva rupaha atascha sarva oshadaya rasascha yenaischa bhutaistishtate hi antaratma. So from him, everything has been created, emerged. What are they? Ataha, from him, samudraha, girayascha, sarve samudraha, all type of oceans, and girayascha, mountains. From him has been emerged. The mountains and the rivers and the oceans has been emerged. Sindavaha means what here? Actually, rivers. Sarvarupaha in various forms. Some are small rivers, some are big rivers, some are very lengthy, some are short, maybe some are just like streams. So all type of rivers, all type of mountains and oceans, because some are called ocean, some are called sea, and some are called bay. For example, Bay of Bengal. So what is the Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean? The size is always different. And in the bay, there is always there will be an obstruction. That's where we get mostly cyclones in the Bay of Bengal, but not in the Arabian Sea or Indian Ocean comparatively. So there are a lot of differences between ocean and sea and bay and also. So survey includes all of them. So all of them has been different type of oceans, different type of mountains, different type of rivers. All has been emerged from the God. And sarva oshadaya, even all type of corns, means all type of eatables, or grains, or food, or vegetables, fruits, corns, roots, all these things has been emerged from the God only. Then rasascha, as well as the juice also. Juice means all type of liquids. Then yenaisha bhutai tishtate. Here bhutaihi, that's one word. It is representing the stula sharira, that is gross body. He antaratma. Antaratma means it is not inside or antaratma, or here antaratma represents sukshma sharira. The physical body and the gross body of us and this universe, everything has been emerged from the God. So in the 4 verses, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, so symbolically, the Rishi is telling that individual being are different type of beings, and even the so-called world, but in the manifested worlds and the above worlds and below worlds, everything has been emerged from the God. Now, when these 4 to 5 slokas, when we read, one is that the translation, the literal meaning you have understood more or less. What is this you will understand actually? Or what message, what summary we should take from here is, really speaking, there is no creation other than God actually. God is appearing in different forms, that's all. So good and bad, right and wrong, all these dualities, whatever we see, it all we see in the manifested world, that is because of our mind. When you go above the mind, then there is only one reality, underlying reality. The real thing or reality is what God and God alone. God himself is appearing as many things actually in the diverse forms. Just like we took the gold, 1 kg gold. From that we made a golden earrings, golden nose rings, golden bracelet, golden necklace, and whatnot. So finally, from gold, everything has been emerged. So different shapes, different forms, different names, different functional utilities, all these things fine. But actually there is only gold. Gold is appearing in diverse forms, that may be, but gold alone exists. So similarly, God alone exists. God is appearing in many forms, but appearance we have taken it seriously, really, and we are struggling and suffering. And also see, interestingly, when you think, for example, when we are in the state, for example, or when we are in the district has got so many taluks, and taluks has got so many kasabas and so many villages. So when we are in the villages, we may be quarreling between villages and villages. Then we may be quarreling between taluks, then between districts, then between states, then between countries. Then when you go, it can be between planets or whatever. The more and more you go higher, then things become very comprehensive outlook. From outside, if you are seeing from the earth outside, earth is one whole planet, no country divisions, no county divisions, no district divisions, no state divisions. And when you are going away again from the Milky Way galaxy, if you think, then the whole, not even planets, whole solar system becomes one thing. Then if you go out, then so many galaxies. It is only you are trying to differentiate between galaxy and galaxy, but not inside. So like this, the more and more we raise our consciousness, the more and more we raise our awareness, then we'll be able to see that truth, that non-duality, Advaita. Because we live at the level of senses, we live at the level of physics, physical level. That's why all this multiplicity is becoming real for us. But the more and more our mind gets purified, we get purified thinking, our ignorance is removed, then this duality, it reduces and non-duality increases. That's what I understood when these 4 and 5 slokas read. And the second important thing is, by knowing the cause, you will know everything. Because if you see, all this discussion started from where? The disciple asked Guru, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vignatam, Sano Vignatam Bhivati. You give such a big list, 4 Vedas, you have got 6 Vedangas, and so many, 64 Vidyas they were supposed to read. So the Shishya asked, oh, teacher, can you give me the best method? What is that? By knowing which, everything will be known. Is there any way out? So he asked for that only, the Guru started answering and all these explanations. So knowing the Karana, you will know the effect, or you will know everything. So what is that Karana? The Karana, you can say God, or you can say Brahman, or Atman, or consciousness. The moment you know it, the moment you experience it, then everything is known. There is nothing else which is unknown, which we have already discussed in detail in the earlier classes. Then holding on to Karana, you can be more secure and more happiness. But instead of that, we are holding on to Karya, feeling that security, we can get security, we can get happiness, we can be complete, and etc. And we are suffering. What is Karya? World and its objects. I am holding on to money. Again, Shastras are not saying that we don't need money. We need money, no doubt. We need money for our sustenance. We need money for food. We need money for clothes, shelter, for our life, no doubt. But we should not give unnecessary value. That's what Shastra is telling. So we are depending. Oh, I think if I have got a BMW car, I can be happy. But once I get a BMW car, then when I get a monthly bill, then I think, oh my God, I'm having fine, I'm happy fine, but so much money, so much expenses. And some problem happens, then you have to spend a lot of time, lot of energy, lot of money to set it all right. BMW car. If normal car, probably, or simple car would not have been such cost. So everything, we have to pay the price for everything. And if you think, oh, if I am a CEO of the company, I will be happy. I can be secure. I can get anything and everything. When we reach that stage, we will understand how much difficulty, how much complications, how much challenges we have. So we feel, if I get this, if I get that, I am secure, I feel. But in this life, in this mundane world, you can't be always at all. Some point of time, to certain extent, is possible. Complete security you cannot get in this world. When burglars you keep, then you keep the black cats and whatever. But there are a number of cases where, in spite of having the best instruments, best technologies, best people, still burglars happens. So complete security, absolute security is not possible from this world and its objects. Then I feel, if I get a chocolate, I am happy. Or if I get a toy, I was happy when I was a child. Then I thought, if I get a bicycle, I will be happy. I got it. Then 2-wheelers, then 4-wheelers, then among them better. If I get this, I'm happy. If I get that, I will be happy. I'm thinking and I'm chasing whole life. But really, it is limited happiness, complete happiness, and eternal happiness. I am not getting that. So we are depending on the world and its objects for our happiness, for our security, for our betterment, and for our peace and prosperity and whatnot. So this is what ignorance in one sentence. Then what is Veda Upanishads are teaching us? What is Advaita Vedanta is teaching us? Oh my dear, from world dependence, you shift your dependence from world to God. That is what spiritual life. If any one of us, we should, without asking anyone, if you want to make a self-analysis and self-judgment, whether any one of us, we are progressing more and more in spiritual life or not, we can evaluate ourselves. How much I have progressed from world dependence to God dependence. I need water, I need food, I need clothes, I need money, I need house, I need power position, no doubt. All of them are necessary for my mundane existence. But in reality, for me, I don't need it. So from world dependence, slowly, if we can shift to God dependence, the more and more you shift your dependence from world to God, then you are progressing more and more spiritually. By doing japa, by doing contemplation, by hearing this type of lectures or meditation, everything, by all these things, what? From world dependence, we should shift to God dependence. Then no situation, nothing can disturb us. Even if it disturbs, it will be momentary, but not to the greater extent, to the larger extent. So this from world dependence to God dependence, and the God and God alone is real. Everything is been emerged from Him, or is appearing. He is appearing as all these things. That's what I understood last 4 to 6 slokas. So I have tried to explain this. This 10th verse is a Sarabhuta sloka. It is called. It is a very important sloka. So just I will try to discuss this in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.